Oakland, July 8, 2010. Protests over the manslaughter conviction of Officer Messerly for the murder of Oscar Grant remained peaceful for hours. While hundreds of police pour in from dozens of other jurisdictions. Near sundown, police order the crowd to disperse, but block off all streets, preventing escape and launch violent attacks against innocent people. That provokes some to start smashing windows and looting. The video clearly shows the perpetrators to be black men. Police stood by and did nothing to stop it.
Just as the sun started going down, the reporter said everyone's waiting for something to happen. We're caught right in the middle of some of these confrontations between the police and some of the...
Look at these happy kids. Look at this shit. Hey, blood.
I have a scarf.
Hey, blood.
Nearby police let the looting happen, while arresting others for no reason.
Police arrested dozens of people, but in many cases, they stood by and watched, trying to avoid stirring the pot.
And there were many that we saw peaceful arrests, people simply loading onto the police vans, following the orders of police. But then blocks away, there were these outbreaks like this one, the Foot Locker incident, which we've been telling you about all evening, where in some cases the people weren't even, they were taking the shoes, breaking the windows, taking the merchandise, and just simply throwing it out on the street.
After the Messerly verdict, stealing...
Riots, of course, followed some peaceful protests in downtown Oakland. People then set fires, they painted graffiti, and as you see here, some looted businesses. Police hope releasing these photos will lead to arrests.
They stood by and watched, trying to avoid stirring the pot.
Court testimony reveals that an untold number of undercover cops had infiltrated the crowd.
Jumping into the crowd and grabbing people. They're chasing people down the street at 14th and Broadway. It's 9 o'clock exactly. Oakland, 14th and Broadway. They're now jumping into the crowd and smacking people, grabbing them.
They just said this is an unlawful assembly. Why?
Who chose instead to target mostly whites, many of them females, in a bizarre act of reverse discrimination.
With the verdict in the Messerly trial and with the police and the city's
Police
response.
outnumbered
As you can
protesters.
See, in many cases, the police actually outnumbered the demonstrators tonight.
With superior numbers and undercover cops in the crowd, none of the black looters are arrested in the act. Most of those charged with felonies are white, arrested hours after the looting was done. Trying to hide their racist nature, OPD sent a racist message. Sympathize with blacks and you will be punished.
Excuse me, what am I being charged for?
Facing major layoffs, OPD proves they are needed by calling in every cop within 100 miles, over 800, provoking violence in a peaceful assembly, deliberately ignoring a mostly black looting free-for-all to guarantee damages, and creating a diversionary boogeyman of out-of-town anarchists and arresting whites to prove it. Only one black man was charged with looting.
Courtroom today, as about 24 of the 78 people arrested in last Thursday night's riots made their first court appearances. But if Oakland City Attorney John Russo has his way, their legal troubles will go far beyond what they are charged with.
It costs us to protect ourselves against these bozos, as well as the cost of cleaning up the damage that they did. I would like them to pay as much of the costs as I can impose on them through a civil action.
Then sue the 800 cop bozos who failed to protect by allowing the looting and arresting the wrong people.